The MVC pattern, also known as the Model View Controller pattern, is the default pattern for creating any iOS application. So if you create a new single view application or any kind of application in iOS using Xcode, it will be following the MVC Model View Controller pattern. The Model View Controller pattern consists of three different types: the model, the view, and obviously the controller. Let's take a closer look at the Model View Controller. The view controller, which is shown over here in purple, that is the middleman, the conductor, the orchestrator, the person that is sitting in between and making sure that the flow is correct. The model is the one that holds the data. So whatever the data you want to display on the screen, the model is holding that data. But model cannot display the data on its own. The model is going to ask a middleman, in this case view controller, to display the data onto something called a view. A view can be anything that is basically used to display the data. So now these, as I mentioned earlier, these design patterns are platform and language agnostic. So if you are developing a web application, the view will be a web page. If you are developing an iPhone application, then the view will be, well, the iPhone screen. The view can talk to the view controller using the IB actions, and the model can talk to the view controller by property observing, which we'll cover later on. But right now, just think of it that the view controller is the middleman, the person who is conducting the flow of the application. The model consists of the data that you want to display on the screen, and the view is the actual screen where you want to display the data. So the view can contain checkboxes, text areas. Depending on what kind of application you're building, the view will be separate. The view and the model doesn't really talk to each other on its own, but they can talk to each other using the middleman, view controller. So now that you have the basic idea of the MVC Model View Controller pattern, let's go ahead and see that how we can implement a very simple app using MVC.